You have got to be kidding me. David Stearns. David Stearns. This is a rant about David Stearns, guys. My name is Randy. You are watching the Randy Talks Mets channel. Guys, David Stearns. I want to talk about David Stearns and basically what makes me mad about this. What makes me mad about the Frankie Montas $34 million deal and him getting hurt and that type of stuff. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense why you go for a guy, Frankie Montas, who's an injury-prone player. He was an injury-prone pitcher. He basically had a healthy season last year, but the other seasons he was pretty much injured. He's an injury-prone pitcher. And now he's going to be injured. He's going to miss the season for a little bit. He's probably going to be back in July, maybe in the summer or whatever. But it sucks for the Mets. It sucks for the Mets because you could have spent this money elsewhere. You could have gotten a Walker Buehler for a $21 million, which he was signed for the Red Sox. You could have got a Jack Flaherty. It just makes no sense why, when it comes to pitching, why David Stearns has this philosophy, I could get some cheap pitching or whatever. It was a one-year deal with Walker Buehler, 1 year deal. Why couldn't the Mets do a 1 year deal? I don't get the issue. I understand that David Stearns doesn't want to do long-term contracts or whatever, but a 2-year deal for Jack Flaherty for $35 million, you couldn't do that? But you could do a 2-year deal for Frankie Montas, a guy that's an injury-prone pitcher? I just don't get it. It makes no sense. And David Stearns, first of all, hats off to him for making the playoff, making the Mets, taking the Mets to the NLCS last year. But this year, and obviously what he did with Severino, what he did with Manaea was great. He took a chance on them. It worked out. But what is it going to be now? What is the rotation going to be for the New York Mets? It's going to be Kodai Senga. I hope he's going to be healthy. Who knows? Kodai Senga, obviously health is going to be a concern. It's when it's with Kodai Senga, who knows? And then you got Sean Manaea. I'm not worried about Sean Manaea. David Peterson, we'll see. But other than that, Paul Blackburn, Tyler McGill, Clay Holmes, this is your rotation? This is what you couldn't sign Jack Flaherty for? This is what you couldn't sign a guy. It just makes no sense. Pitching is important. Pitching is a big deal. And the fact that David Stearns, he felt, his depth is so much better than last year. The rotation, the depth in the rotation is so much better than No, it's not. Like, what are we talking about here? Now Frankie Montas is hurt. He's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks. He's going to be back probably in July, and he's on the shelf. He's on the shelf. So basically that money, you could have tried to get Walker Buehler. I think Walker Buehler would have wanted to come to New York. Why not? Why not? He went to Boston. Why wouldn't he want to come to the New York Mets? And then you got Jack Flaherty. He's a guy, okay, maybe he wanted to go to the Tigers or whatever, but apparently Jack Flaherty didn't get much of a deal. He didn't get much of any offers. So it just makes no sense that David Stearns could not try to get a big-time pitcher, a guy that could solidify your rotation. And now you're kind of screwed. Now you don't know what you're going to get. Clay Holmes, it's an experiment. It's an experiment. So what is that going to be? Who knows? When it comes to the New York Mets, I want to stay positive, and obviously, but the pitching, this pissed me off. This pissed me off because Frankie Montas, this was your first big signing. This guy was the first big signing for the New York Mets in the rotation. And at the end of the day, now he's going to be on the shelf. Tyler McGill slots in. He's going to be probably your fifth starter, whatever. It is what it is. They're not going to give Brandon Sproat the chance, obviously, to start the season. So it's going to take some time. But I just think when it comes to David Stearns, I don't understand his decision-making when it comes to free agency because, okay, maybe you don't want to sign an older pitcher. It is what it is. But Jack Flaherty is 29 years old. 29 years old. Walker Buehler is 30 years old. So you couldn't sign him for a 1-year deal? You couldn't sign I get you. You don't want to go for a Corbin Burns. You don't want to go for a Blake Snell. It is what it is. But you can't sign a guy for a 1-year deal. You signed Frankie Montas for a 2-year deal. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense. And I'm not happy with what basically what's happening. I'm not happy with what's happening. So now we're already a pitcher down. And what? Paul Blackburn is going to be your replacement? Griffin Canning? Griffin Canning went 6-13 with a 5.19 ERA last year. I honestly feel that David Stearns, to me, the route that he's going in 2025, I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know if it's going to work out for him. I don't know if it's going to work out for the Mets. But, man, if there was any time to make a trade for a pitcher like Dylan Cease or someone, this is the time. Because now we're pretty much screwed because of his decisions. It sucks. It really does suck. And I never thought that Frankie Montas deserved $34 million for 2 years. I never thought that. It just made no sense to me. He's an injury-prone pitcher. Like, come on, man. And Walker Buehler, you know, he was coming off the injury. Obviously, maybe that concerned David Stearns. Who knows? But come on, man. Like, it just sucks. If you enjoyed the rant, man, do me a favor, leave a like. Subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the situation. I just had to get something out. Something, because I'm just not happy. I'm not happy with what's going on. Yeah, man. Have a good one. I love GM for life.